What's going on YouTube? This is E from the Easy Entrepreneur YouTube channel. And you know I flip diabetic supplies full time, where we buy diabetic supplies from people who have access to them with our own cash. Then we turn around and we sell to wholesale vendors, which we call buyers. And the cool thing about this business is that everyone's a repeat customer, meaning that if you buy supplies from them today, they'll sell to you every month. All right. So guys, this video is about, are you scared to meet sellers in the medical commodities business? Right. So there's two ways to do this business. There's, you can meet the sellers and pay them cash in person, or you can have sellers mailed to you. Now, when you meet sellers and pay them cash in person, that's usually because they are sellers that are in your local market, meaning they're in your neighborhood, they're in your city, they're 20, 30 minutes out, 40 minutes out. You can go and meet them and buy the supplies from them. The other way, where they mail them to you, is usually if they're in another state, they're too far. Now, can you get them to mail to you if they live very close to you? It's going to be probably tough to close a lot of sellers like that in your local market, because in your local market, they're reaching out to you because they feel like they can get paid ASAP. If they feel that they have to mail them to you, they're probably going to go with someone in their local market who's not afraid to come meet them and pay them cash. So you're probably going to have a hard time closing a lot of sellers like that. So I would suggest you go and meet these people in your local market. If you want to do the mail kit way, you're going to have to just try to get people from out of state to sell to you, because they'll be fine with mailing to you. And then the people, I guess, you come across that maybe are close to you, you're going to have to go through a lot of sellers to find certain sellers that's going to want to do that. But the business can be still done either way. It's just about how much work you want to put in and how fast you want to make money in the business. Now, in this business, most people are not violent. The people that we're dealing with, we're buying these supplies from, they're about 45 to like 60, 65 years old. So they're mature. They're not about playing any games. They want to get paid. They want the money. They're very eager to get paid. They want the money for whatever reasons that they need it. So, they don't want to mess up any situation they have with you where you're going to pay them. On top of that, they're probably getting this stuff every month. So then they want to be able to sell to you every month. So it's very rare that you're going to find any sellers who are violent or anything like that. Now, I've been asked this question: will they change their mind when you go and meet them? They're not going to change their mind. Really, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, they won't change their mind when you meet them, because you already told them how much you're paying for the supplies. So they agreed, so they're going to come meet you. So just how you went out your way to go meet them, they went out their way to go meet you, right? They're not going to change their mind because they got a text message on the way meeting you for a higher price or anything like that. Most likely they're just going to come and meet you because they already talked to you. You built some rapport with them, so they'd rather just go and sell their supplies to you than take a chance and go and deal with another person who they don't know if that person's even going to meet them or anything. They already spoke to you. They already have rapport with you. So they're willing to just go and meet you and sell this stuff so they can get paid. The only time they might change their mind is if, say, they have a few boxes of supplies and you say, hey, I can only buy 3 or 4 of these boxes. Once in a blue moon, you find a seller who's like, well, no, I'm not. If I can't sell all of it, then I can't sell all of it. Then I don't want to do the sale. That's once in a blue moon. Usually situations like that is a little weird because majority of sellers are not doing that. Majority of sellers will say, okay, here, take these boxes that you could buy, and these other ones I'll just take back with me. So, you gotta gauge these situations based on what is the norm, right? When you've done 30, 40, 50 sales, and then this one person does something weird like that, that's not the norm. So you're gonna get little situations like that once in a blue moon. Now, usually too, if they're doing stuff like that, something's probably a little off, right? They might try to finesse you, right? Like we'll have some sellers in this business once in a blue moon, guys, that they might try to They might try to glue the box back together, little things like that, which you can see when they glued it back together. Like I had a student who told me a seller glued a box and they found it. And they was like, hey, we can't buy this. And the seller said, well, if I can't sell everything, then I'm not selling it. Okay. Guys, don't feel like you have to hold on to every seller. There's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of sellers out there. So this is just because you're in your beginner stages and you try to cherish every seller that comes in. You don't have to feel like that. There's going to be tons of more business, and you tell them no and just move on. You'll have tons of more business. But a seller saying, no, you got to buy everything, right? Mind you, this person was going to the seller was still going to make $200-300, and they turned down the sale because one box, we didn't want to buy. Well, my student didn't want to buy, and it was because the box was glued, and this guy didn't want to sell all of the stuff now, and that was a red flag because it's like you're gonna make a good profit off of this. You're just trying to finesse and trying to put all these boxes into one to sell. So you have situations like that. Is it something to scare you away from the business? No, not at all. This is business. You're going to have weird situations in every single business. So don't feel like you're safe where I don't have any issues in this particular business. No, you're going to have issues in every single business. So this is just one of the situations we have. It happens once in a blue moon. It's fine. It is what it is. The world is not perfect. Now, you can meet, if you're scared to meet sellers, you can meet sellers in a public place, right? You guys got to use your common sense sometimes, right? Especially with this business. This business is so simple. It's all revolved around just common sense. We don't have a one way of doing things in this business. Get the sale done and that's it, right? And we have things that we do in our business that helps us, but you might have a different technique, right, to do business. And that's fine. As long as you made the sale and your business is running, you're making money, you're fine. So meet these people in a public place. If you're a woman and you're afraid to meet them in a public place. Go inside of a gas station, go inside of a store where there's a lot of people, meet them there. That's it. Very simple, right? Or bring somebody with you. That's it, right? Guys, also there's a lot of women in this business too. So I want to say there's no excuse. I do understand where a woman's coming from. The world is crazy. I get it. But it's just a matter of, using your common sense, bring people with you, going to a public place, stuff like that, right? Business is too easy to give up for situations like that. Now, these sellers, you usually can get an idea of what type of seller they are on the phone. Because after you've been on the phone with 40, 50, 60, 70 different people, you start to understand a lot of people are older. So when you come across someone kind of young, raise a little red flag. I kind of have a red flag raises for me a little bit. I'll still go meet the person, you know what I mean? But, because not too many young people have diabetes like that. But I'll still meet them. And you just your guards up a little bit, right? Meet that person in a public place, whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Guys, let sellers know what you're buying ahead of time. I mean, you're buying criteria ahead of time, right? So there's no surprises when you get there. The seller's like, what? You told me this, you told me that, right? Let them know. I buy stuff and it needs to be this condition, it needs to be this expiration date, this, that, and the third. It can't have none of these issues. You could, and the thing about it is you could tell them all this and they'll still show up with stuff looking crazy. It's all good because when you get there anyways, you're looking at the supplies. You're not gonna just take the supplies, give them money and leave. No, you're gonna look at the supplies when you get there anyways, because these sellers, they're not trustworthy like that. Even some of the most trustworthy sellers you'll have that sell to you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, they sometimes try to throw something in there that they know that's not right. And it happens to me. It happens to me all the time. I'm such a nice person, kind. Sometimes I just don't look at stuff sometimes, and because I know that the person knows the deal. Then you get home and be like, oh man, they got me. So, and how I deal with that is I just let them know when I talk to them next time, hey, that stuff was this, that, and the third. Next time, and then, oh, I'm sorry, and they don't want to mess the money up, so they don't never try to do it again. I've been on 1,000 calls, 1,000 pickups, so I've seen it all, guys. So when I'm telling you about these situations, this is really how it goes down. Um, Scared money doesn't make any money, guys. Stop overthinking the process. It's very easy. This is a very personable business. This is just like you going to sell. This is like you selling a cell phone on Craigslist, and that you want to sell because you got a new cell phone, and you're going to go meet the person that you never seen ever to sell your cell phone to them. Same deal. Just people are selling things online all day long. This is the same situation. So it's a very personal business. You gauge every situation, you gauge all situations accordingly, and you handle it accordingly. Another big one is know your city and know your neighborhoods. If you guys got really, really, really extremely tough cities and neighborhoods, you know what streets not to meet people on. You know what neighborhoods not to meet people in. You meet them up the street, meet them in public areas, right, guys? Um, all right, so that was just that. So guys, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm dropping content every day. All right, guys, peace.